Alright, here we go, guys. Time for Comic Wednesdays. Yeah, so here we go. Walking to the store. Walking to the store like a boss, yeah. I don't know why I'm like rapping or anything, but we're going to the store today, like every Wednesday. It felt like a year since last Wednesday for some reason. Jesus. I mean, come on. What? Nothing really came out next week, except a lot of shit. I'm lying, totally. But today we got Age of Ultron, Avengers number 7, Iron Man number 7. Nothing good from DC, so I'll come back to you in a second. Alright, here we go, guys. This time we're actually starting in the car. We're leaving from the shop. So yeah, very surprised at what I got today. I'm kind of surprised, I'll tell you that for sure. Because I wasn't expecting really, much to appear out of the comics this week, but one of them, which you can already tell, because it's the biggest one of the week, the Age of Ultron, it has a really cool cover. I can't wait to show it to you guys. Again, I'm thinking that's going to be number 1 for the week. And then I'm thinking Avengers is going to be 3rd, and then Iron Man's going to be 2. I think that's the reason why is because Age of Ultron is going to be such a big hit this week. It's a weekly series, well, almost weekly. It's like bi-weekly. Twice, then skip a week, then twice. No, they do it for 3 weeks, and then they miss a week, and then they do it again. Oh no, they do it for 2 weeks. You know what? Math is confusing to me, apparently. Sorry, guys. I guess I can't do math. But I don't know what this guy's doing. We're stopping when it's green. Why are you going so slow, buddy? Seriously. Okay. No, drivers, lesson to be learned, when it's green, that means go! I don't get people these days. Like, what point do you get to where it isn't green anymore and you just decide, I'm gonna stop right here, but it's still green? Where, what? What? No, you go when it's green, and now you're going only 30 miles an hour. Gotta get the turn. Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. I really get sweary when I'm on the road, especially, and you fell, yay. Who cares? It didn't really fall too hard or anything, but I love how I'm not even talking about comic books on this. I'm just talking about how people should learn how to drive. I'm sorry, guys, but when you're doing a series, when you're driving, and people suck at driving, it's an issue. It really is an issue to the guy making the series, because it's not that I want the content to be too long or anything. I want the content to be perfect in my image. And drivers being slow is causing it will cause my content to derail, because I'll have to talk faster and or talk longer periods of time and make slower stops, which is not a good thing. Luckily, we're back to where we need to be, so that's all good and dandy. It's a beautiful day. Alright, we're turning in. And now, give me a second, and I'll put you up. Alright, guys, well, let's back in the car. Well, we've been in the car. Why are we back? Who knows? But we moved you, and now we're ready to look at the comics. So, actually, first I got a poster for the Ultimate Wolverine comics number 1. This is from the new Wolverine coming out. And on the back is Uncanny Avengers number 6. I read the first issue, wasn't a big fan, didn't really care after that. I got a Scotty Young cover for it, cool, but I really don't care after that. I am picking up the new Wolverine comic, not the Ultimate version, but the regular Wolverine comic from Marvel Now, coming out next week. But that's next week. So what did we get this week? So let's start off from the least expected to be great to the overall going to be awesome. Wow! I have it. It's really cool in the back. Alright, so first off, we start with Avengers number 6. This is going to tie in with all those character introductions Well, hopefully, because Captain Universe was introduced. You got the other two. I honestly forgot who they were now. Hyperion and the Smasher. That's it. Yeah, those two. Hopefully they're introduced in some way into this new storyline. I really don't know what this storyline's about, but hopefully it's cool. P.S. Bioshock Infinite. Yeah! That's going to be a good game. But I'm kind of looking forward to this. The next one is the next of the God Killer series for Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3, that's the movie. The God Killer for the Iron Man series. I really like the 6th issue. Not fully to where I thought, oh my god, I can't wait. I just liked it for what it was. Hopefully this one will explain some of the questions I had through it. And hopefully we'll get some answers too. Because, it seems really cool. But finally, our number one for this week. Well, I don't know if it's number one or not, but Age of Ultron. Look at this cover. It's one of those one of those covers that, like, it's laminated at the same time it isn't. If you want a collector's item, this is a collector's item. Sure, there are variants of the first issue too, but this is really cool. It's a fold-out cover too, kind of. Yes, it is. Kind of. Not really. It's kind of a fold-out cover, in a way. Basically, this is like a mini cover in front of the real cover. And the real cover inside is just Ultron holding them. I do really like this. This is really, really cool. I'm glad that they still sold it for the regular price, and then I added $1 to it, because some comic book stores do that, and it's so unfair. I wish that... Of course, you kind of can't get rid of these, but you wish you could. But, man, I'm very excited for this book. So, I'll come back with reviews, hopefully. Hopefully my predictions are correct. I'm predicting Age of Ultron, Iron Man, Avengers. So, I'll be right back in my house, and I will give you those reviews. Alright, so we're back in the house now. So, let's talk about the comics. Good group of batch by Marvel this week, no doubt about it. I think that Marvel delivered the goods for what they were. Even though the goods weren't they were just So let's look at the goods. Alright, so first let's review Avengers number 7. Okay? So the story of this is the white event. The being that they found on Mars is finally awoken and is telling about the white event to become, and that's pretty much it. They find out that Starbrand has come, and he's related to all these events, and the Avengers are going to investigate him. But that's all we get to. Now, at the beginning of the comic, they show every Avengers comic. They show up the little chart of all the Avengers, and they show up on the bottom who's gonna be in the issue. Yeah, I didn't see at all Hawkeye, Black Widow, or Hulk. Are they in the end? Yeah, Hulk's at the end. You don't see Hawkeye or Black Widow are. Marvel misleading us. Next issue, however, they may not be in it either. I don't know what Marvel's thinking. This was good for what it was. I'm glad they changed the artwork style, because they needed to change from the last couple. The artwork was not really that good in the last 3 issues, so definitely the best of the Avengers series coming up after issue 2. Next we have Iron Man and the series of the God Killer. This basically takes place where Iron Man was captured by aliens because he killed their god, the Phoenix, from Avengers vs. X-Men. Now, of course, he didn't technically kill the god. It was the Scarlet Witch and Hope Summers. So, he didn't technically do it, but he was the only human to go into space at the time, so they blame him for what he has done, even though we all know it's false. So, he goes through, and he's trying to get through his trial and prove that he's innocent, but then he says to them, Shaita run, which means he's gonna fight in a death match and see if he'll survive. While in the meantime, this robot dude is, trying to get his stuff, if that makes any sense. And yeah, this was not the best issue for Iron Man. I was really expecting more from what it was, and I'm sad that it didn't get to what I thought it was going to be. So, it was good still, but I wasn't expecting it to go where it went. Finally, we have the biggest book of the week, The Age of Ultron. And of course, like I said, the cover, shiny. So, the story is Ultron has taken over the Earth, and of course he's destroying humanity for what he is, because he hates humanity. And several heroes are left. In the beginning, you go and see Hawkeye rescue the Superior Spider-Man from these captives that were gonna trade him off to Ultron so they can stay alive. Unfortunately, Hawkeye goes in and busts him up, and Hawkeye is such a badass so far. He looks like he's gonna be like the leader of the group. However, Captain America and Iron Man are still alive, and the issue basically is you seeing how this world has gone to turmoil. Not more of how it's more of how the heroes are trying to deal with what they have left, and they really don't have anything left. And there's just a picture at the end of the comic that just resembles how nothing's really going to happen, and they need to stop him. So I'll just tell you right now, we have Hawkeye, Hammerhead, the Owl, Spider-Man, Luke Cage, She-Hulk, Iron Man, Emma Frost, Wolverine, Beast, Sue Storm, and Captain America. Those are the only guys left. However, there possibly will be more, because of course you have to have the Avengers tie-in, the Avengers Assemble tie-in, excuse me, the Superior Spider-Man tie-in, the Fantastic Four tie-in, Wolverine and the X-Men tie-in, and of course, the Uncanny X-Men. Also the Fearless Defenders, which, again, we haven't seen much, but... And also, you can see on the back, Black Widow and Moon Knight are alive still. So, we're going to be seeing them in book 2, hopefully. And, oh my god, this was such a great comic. This is definitely the number 1 of the week, like I suggested. And it's so good. I'm really surprised that Brian Michael Bendis could do this well. And the artwork is just great for what it is. And I can't wait to pick up the next issue next week. So, in order... Number 1. Shocker. Number 2. And number 3. Iron Man was not that good this week. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't the best that it's been. Unfortunately, of course, Age of Ultron is at its height. Like crazy. It's going to be a great couple of months with the Age of Ultron. We're going to go through all the way till, June? And yeah, it's going to be excellent. So hopefully you guys will stick with me to it. But now let's talk about what next week's coming in. Next week we're going to have Batman number 17, which is after the Death of the Family series. And it's going to be nothing related to Death of the Family. It's just going to be another storyline. Just a different side plot. And you also got Constantine number 1. And then, of course, Age of Ultron number 2. And the new Wolverine. I'm only picking the number 1 because number 1 is the number 1. I'm kind of interested to see how it goes. Again... It doesn't look anything new. It's Wolverine. So, again, I'm not expecting much, but in the next couple of weeks we'll get better stuff, definitely. So, that's the end of this Comic Book Wednesday. Glad you could watch. Glad I could finally get to read The Age of Ultron. I'm very excited for what happens from here. And, check back for more later.